What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Whosoever hears this audio, if they be worthy, shall possess the insight, human, and superhuman abilities of the world's mightiest metahumans. Accompanying this journey of high quality nerd commentary, you got my man Colton, aka Pizza Parker, towards the people.
Yo, it's your boy Colton, aka fuck Jeff Johns, fuck John Josh, whatever his name is,
Josh Whedon.
Josh Weenie Hut Jr. and fuck Walter Hamada, nigga, and fuck whoever that other nigga was. I can't remember
Geoff
his
Johns.
name right now.
Yeah.
Not Geoff. Fuck Geoff. I already said that because fuck that guy. But that other nigga who was a writer, his bitch ass. If I remember, I swear if I
We're gonna
remember
get
his
him
name,
in
I'ma
at
curse
some
at
point
you.
in the
But,
episode.
yeah. Fuck y'all. That's my nicknames today.
We also have the greatest engineer in the entire multiverse, my man Gassy. What's up?
What's up? What's up? And also, you're gonna get some interesting takes from me today.
Okay.
Buddy.
Go ahead.
Okay. And it's your boy Dennis, aka Old Dirty Dennis, aka Gat Snyder, aka Arthur Erie, aka Den Affleck. Tell me, do you pod? You will. AKA Lost 50 Worlds had to fall back, nigga. AKA Streets of Sage, exercising Denim Demons like my son Aquaman. Feel me? So yeah, welcome to another issue of the Mighty Metahumans podcast. How you guys feeling? What's good? What's going on?
I am feeling great, man. Shout out to Snyder Cut.
Yeah, buddy.
4 hours of a goddamn movie. No, it's a long 4 hours.
Yes,
but at the same
you know
time,
what? It don't feel that long.
It don't feel that long, especially when you're enjoying yourself watching.
Exactly. It's still long as fuck. Don't get me. Don't
long
get me.
fucking movie.
You will start that shit at 8 and be done at midnight. It's a long fucking movie. It just don't feel long.
It being sectioned off in the chapters actually made it feel like,
it
okay,
helped.
now I can pause this.
Exactly. I
and
could come back
go
to
the
this.
bathroom or get food or
Exactly.
And I like that part of it. Like
okay.
From just like a quick experience. I guess we are gonna get into it. Like how you want to just review it straight out or
all right. So before we jump into like the specifics, just give me, I'm gonna go around the room. Give me your general feeling of the movie after you saw it. Did you enjoy it? Did you go like, we didn't need this? Like, how did you feel about the movie in general? We're gonna do the details like right after that.
Simple.
Just the general consensus.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's a better movie.
It's a better movie. Okay.
It's a better movie.
All right. Cousin, what you got?
So I wrote a little something.
Oh,
So
he put a award shit together for this.
I'll be on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Which is like basically you review movies and you give like how you feel
this
about it.
This nigga reviewed the movie. Holy
and
shit. I've never reviewed a movie in my life.
Like cared about it.
Holy shit.
So
okay.
This is what I wrote. This feels like turning the page of a comic series. Okay. The only time I felt this good watching a comic movie was during Infinity War or Winter Soldier. This is a great paced movie with great emotional exposition at the right time. I feel like the 4 hours feels good because they had good storytelling.
Okay.
They actually fleshed out their characters.
Okay.
I was like, this is an adult, action-packed adult comic book movie that we wanted from the start. Like, it's just all we wanted.
Nice.
Like, basically. That's just how I felt about that movie.
Okay. All right. I mean, we're gonna so far we all share the same sentiments. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was definitely an improvement from what we had. Because when you go back and you watch that movie, there's certain parts are just lacking heavy. Aside from, the vision and how certain characters look, like on just the story aspect of it, it just felt rushed.
Yeah.
Versus this one. Like they took the time necessary to, make you feel something for those characters. So all right. So we could you know what, before we do that, based on your opinions, would you want them to continue the Snyderverse?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just don't make 4 hour movies.
Okay, yeah. Not 4 hour movie.
It probably only works as a 4 hour movie, honestly. But that's good. Keep going.
Yeah, no, I just mean I mean the Snyder
Josstice League movie. I get what you're saying, but
yeah, I just mean
separate movies.
I mean the characters themselves. Are you happy with this Flash? Are you happy with this Aquaman? Would you want them to
keep
continue?
Going. That's part of my take too. Keep going. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I don't like how the Flash runs. Let me talk about the stuff I don't like.
Okay, yeah. Go into that first.
I don't like how the Flash runs.
Okay.
1. 2. There are times in the movie where I feel like maybe the soundtrack is not as amazing as the Josstice League one, which I hate Josh Whedon, but
I have to go back and listen to the soundtrack.
Like I feel like sometimes there were certain songs, like that fucking song about our heroes died when Lois Lane was walking, fucking sucks. I hate that fucking song, like with all my heart. Like it's weird. It's like they told us our heroes wouldn't die, but they lied. I was like, yo, fuck this song. This shit fucking sucks. What else?
What else you got?
What else I have? Well, I'm trying to think of something else I kind of didn't like. Aquaman.
Just bringing up Aquaman.
I don't know who he is, man. This nigga just was going through depression in jeans, nigga, like in water, son. Like
he's a denim demon, bro.
He is a denim demon. Like I like how they tried to flesh him out more and made him seem like, yeah, I'm a brooding man, also kind of in a way, because like, I don't know where I belong. Like I'm on the land, but I'm also in the sea.
Yeah,
and like niggas are trying to give him responsibility, and he don't really want it. But like. What, nigga? Man up. Do some shit. Like what? And also that scene where the shorties is singing and they sniffed his clothes and shit. That was very unnecessary, but it's hilarious to me. It's like so hilarious. What else do I not like? Damn, nah. I don't really. It's nothing I really hate.
Yeah, I don't think there's things that I hate. I feel like there's just things I would improve.
Facts.
Like you mentioned, the Flash running.
Hold on, now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What did you just say? Repeat what you just said.
I don't think there's things I hate. I think there's things I would improve.
Okay, now does that make a good movie?
Yeah.
That's a statement right there.
Yeah.
You
can still have a good movie.
Yeah, you can still have a good movie and there's
things you can improve.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean that the movie was I don't think this movie was actually. It was a 10% improvement on the original movie.
This nigga said 10. Nah,
I get it. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm listening to you.
But go ahead.
Look, what was different about it? It was longer. They told more of a story. They expressed more of the characters. I feel that was very important and great. But I don't think it was that different. Overall, looking at the whole picture.
I don't know.
It wasn't that different.
Did you watch the Josh Whedon?
I watched both
version?
of them.
Like, did y'all watch them back to back?
I didn't, not back to back, but I watched both of them.
So I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't advise you to do that.
All right,
I do believe. Like, hold on. I do believe your opinion, and like I do get what you're saying, but at the same time, this is a dramatic improvement from the last movie. Almost to the point where they they reshot 60% of this movie and they added extra scenes and shit. This is a dramatic improvement.
How is it dramatic?
I literally just told you, better pacing, more fleshed out characters, better pacing with how they flesh out their characters. They never really leave you hanging. There's not a lot of like hanging moments.
So you're saying the storyline, they expressed more of the storyline.
And not only that, the storyline changed. The storyline is different.
All right, so here's how I change that around, because I understand what Gas is saying. What you're looking at, we got the Josstice League, and that's considered the movie, and then there's the Zack Snyder version of the Josstice League. But really what it is the Josstice League. The Snyder Cut is the original, and the Josstice League is the version, is the variant of the original. So when
that's
you
like the remix.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it didn't change much, but it couldn't, because it was the original movie. What the Josstice League did was take from the original and break it down into a shorter film.
And make it some bullshit.
I mean, you say make it some bullshit, but I don't think the quality was that different. It really wasn't.
No, the quality was very different.
I thought it was way better.
You thought it was way better than the original. You thought, okay, because it was
even like the quality of how the fits look. Even like I honestly truly believe that they even changed how the fucking scene when they saved the people. Like they didn't fight Steppenwolf. So this was a dramatic
even
improvement to me.
even the characters.
That's understood already. That he improved on the storyline. The storyline was there, but this was the original movie. Well, no, right?
This is the original movie.
So the storyline was already there. As we were saying before, it's already there. The problem is that although the storyline was there, it didn't seem like it was much of a big change like everyone was expecting. It was basically the same movie, just
it's the original version of the movie.
version.
Yeah,
You feel me? So I'm not understanding the hype.
So I don't think, but
that's what the difference is. It's if I tell you if you ask me what I did today and I gave you a full rundown of my day, and my day was action packed. It was mad crazy shit that happened in my day. But then Colton tells you what happened in my day, and he leaves all that shit out. Yeah, it seems like a different version of the same movie, but my version was the original version. That was the action-packed shit that makes sense. Like, he's leaving out key details in what happened in my day for my day to make sense to you.
Here's the point. You can't necessarily say that the other movie was that bad. I give him the benefit of the doubt, honestly, at this point, because I'm like, okay, you were given something that you didn't necessarily understand or know where to take it, and you were expected to deliver on a specific date without any sort of like give or take towards it. You feel me? You didn't necessarily have the direction that you needed to finish the movie.
You talking about Josh Whedon or Zack Snyder?
From the one that's quote unquote the original.
The real.
If you're talking about
Josh Whedon,
is that his name?
That's the guy.
Is he fat? What is his name?
Yeah. This is where I'll only stop you because that nigga went into it with all the control and kind of power tripped.
Okay.
And that's also why the movie fucking sucked, because he power tripped. He didn't even allow himself to put out the best product. That was him.
You know what it's like? It's like if me and you are doing a collab on something and I can't do it anymore, but we knew what the overall vision was. I had it all mapped out. All you had to do was like just finish it. Like they called you in. They were like, "Hey,
but this guy
gone. Has no. But
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. But listen, that's like I gave you 60% of a movie, and you're like, and they're like, "Yo, just plug and play. Finish the rest of this shit because this nigga can't do it anymore." And you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to do the 60%. I'm going to take 30%. I'm going to change the tone. One of the major problems with DC movies that critics have is that it's too serious. So him coming from the Avengers, he tries to change these characters. And you can't change who these characters are 4 movies into their universe. So Batman being this brooding guy, and you're now making him like an idiot that stumbles, you talk to fish. How do you do that? But he's supposed to be like a fucking super genius. Like, he's asking like, and then his relationships with Diana, they're throwing like sex jokes with Flash falling onto fucking Wonder Woman and shit. Like, that's not the essence of who these characters were this entire universe.
And not only that, him abusing the actual
vision was gone.
I agree with that 100%. The vision,
because it's a totally different director. But at the same time, you can follow a tone. Like, if you know,
I guess
you can give your own.
If you don't feel that flow, then you can't.
I get what y'all both saying. My problem with Josh Whedon is, and I don't know if you will agree with this, but I believe that if you're put in a position to create something, even if the vision is gone, and you're a person known to be a successful person, to be good at doing this type of things, and then you literally abuse your power and abuse the people who
because I didn't even get into that part.
The movie, and then you put out some bullshit to kind of spite people, and then you get a bad reaction, and then you try to deflect.
That's the reason.
My real issue.
That's the reason why
I can't give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's why I can't give him the benefit of doubt. Because if we're actors,
I feel like
on
that
set,
goes beyond just the movie. That what you're saying goes beyond.
Oh no, but if you want me to talk about the movie,
I'm talking about the movie and that period of time. Movies. That's different. You feel me? What you're expressing is different. He had his power trip, cool, whatever. But still, he had to meet a specific timeline, right? You feel me? Especially with that director or whatever the fuck he is. He wasn't there no more. There was no vision.
Daughter killed killed herself and he couldn't do the movie anymore. So that's
okay,
why.
but there was no vision. That
yes,
doesn't
there's
have
no
nothing
vision.
To do with it. The
I
vision
agree.
wasn't there.
All right,
It's
so-
gone. But
so
he's
here's
a professional. They gave him time. They gave him the resources.
It's like
they gave him to let him do it.
Okay, it's like this. Dennis starts a drawing, right? And he's not able to do it because of whatever circumstances. It doesn't matter, right? I have to draw it. I have to finish it, right? He started it. I finish it. And my shit is way more, let's say, not as realistic. Let's say it's more animated. Is that...
No, I agree
I
with
get
what you're saying.
but
so here's where it difference.
Extra part, right?
Here's the difference
the extra
between.
Part that, I'm gonna let you talk, but the extra part to that is, I get what you're saying because you are free to create the way that you do create, and like, yes, if Dennis does realistic art and you do animated art, and he starts it off realistic and you ended up animated, when it drops, if people are like, "Yo, we don't like that," then they just don't like that. And that's literally what happened with when he dropped his version of Zack Snyder's movie, because it legit sucked. And I think to say that this is only a 10% like better, it's only like, I guess 10% better than
what
that
was
original
supposed
version.
I don't...
I think
Go ahead.
my issue with the original version is the pacing was fucking terrible. They just dropped you into the fucking movie without you knowing what the fuck was going on.
So
they made a bunch of jokes and mockeries of the characters that are actually pretty serious characters who are established already.
So
that's why the movie sucked.
I'm gonna give you going back
because it did.
And that's why this one's dramatically better. So and that's as you said. In my opinion.
So let me go back to what Gas was saying about
what he's saying, though.
No, let me go back to what he was saying about the drawing. So his example works, and I agree with it. But here's the fundamental difference. He's not. It's like I was drawing, but I had a team. We all had a vision. They were all there for the vision. You're coming in with your own identity and how you do things, but they're still a team, so they can still help you. Like, hey, this is what he was doing. We incorporate your style. So we find a middle ground between his style, what we already filmed, and what you're used to doing.
As I was saying,
he didn't do that.
Expectation that you guys wanted. He was going into a team that wasn't necessarily his team, or he was necessarily comfortable working with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's all these expectations around it. Yes, he's a professional. Yes, he should be able to do certain things, because that's what he does, but there's got to be some leeway.
But the leeway is,
you can give leeway.
The leeway is,
but you look at what his leeway is. His leeway is he had these scenes; they were already completed.
What I'm trying
and he removed
take
them.
away that expectation.
Listen, all right.
Here's the thing: we didn't have expectations. We didn't have any expectations because we didn't know what the original movie was. We were just given this, and we were like, "What is this?" We weren't like, "Oh my God, we expect this amazing movie because it's Josh Whedon." It was just a bad movie. That's what the expectation was.
I just feel like
I didn't go in like,
"Oh
my
God." Circumstances weren't known before.
No, literally,
they only just came out.
Yeah,
literally.
All we knew was Zack Snyder couldn't be a part of this movie anymore, and they had to put a new director, and we're just like, okay.
DC kept doubling down,
exactly,
and saying, "Oh, we 100% back Josh Whedon. We 100% whatever he wants to do."
And on top of that, if you want to say there was an expectation, then the expectation was, okay, if you're going to find a director, if you got the director from the original Avengers movie,
okay, so let's take
DC put the expectations on them. The company put the expectations.
I fuck with that,
because then you're like, oh my God,
responsibility off of him and put it on the company.
Well, he's a part of that. So yeah, we do. I named all the niggas. Jeff Johns,
we did.
Walter Hamada,
Josh
Whedon. I can't remember the other. I said that in the beginning, Jamal.
He's hired.
He's one of them. He's not gonna get the heat by himself. He's not gonna get the heat by himself.
We never give him the heat by himself.
Why would he get the heat by himself? When he was doing crazy shit, right? And the top niggas was allowing him to do crazy shit.
Because the problem with DC is not just Josh Whedon, it's how they manage DC, period. That's the overall arcing issue with fans. It's not
just
just that.
You ain't even get to hear me talk about how Jeff Johns wanted to put a cyborg penis in the movie, and he was
my nigga,
and he was like, yelling at Ray Fisher about that shit.
And they
like,
and
what
Ray Fisher. That was one of the things that we talked about in the last DC episode when we were like, yo, Ray was like, yo, they wanted me to say shit that it didn't feel right. It felt racist. Like, why am I throwing in these? And they're like, yo, just say the line.
And they were saying everyone was literally going to like the higher ups and being like, yo, we have a problem with this nigga. We have a problem with this nigga. And they was like, nope, whatever. So
they
fuck WB, fuck
him.
DC.
You feel me?
Of course, but Jamal, he also has to take responsibility for the wrongdoings that he did while under the fucking spot. I feel like, so we do get each other and we get your point because he can't deadass take the heat by himself.
Yeah, we're not
but
like, yo,
stop
it's
just putting him as the forefront.
No,
he's not the forefront. It's them niggas over there
at the forefront.
that
I
are
only brought him
responsible
up
for hiring him because they knew exactly what they were doing.
And that's
they
right.
knew what they were
But
doing
at the same
when
time,
they hired him.
His version sucked.
It did.
So like,
they knew what they were doing.
I'm always get that off.
No,
nah.
like DC gets
he
their
don't
blame.
get this fucking work. I don't care.
He's getting this work too.
Everyone else is getting the work.
They
too.
all
I
getting the
feel
work.
like it's funny, but on a real shit, I don't think it was necessarily him.
He gonna get this work.
He get work too, bro.
He has a very bad history.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
it's not like
where it's like
it was just a bad movie, and it was just like, oh my god, no.
So you hire him.
Hey, Jamal, we're not gonna blame these other people. Also, this is what like we are.
No.
Like we are.
It's not argumentative.
He's gonna get the shit. He's gonna get this heat. I know what you mean though about like putting the expectations and shit.
You can give him as much
put
heat
them
as
shits
possible
on themselves too, because Josh Whedon was also doubling down.
Exactly.
Like so, at the end of the day, nigga, stand on what you fucking did. Like just stand on it.
What are you supposed to do at that point?
Hey, he gonna get this heat, nigga. He got bread still. He still has a job. He's still gonna be a director. He's still probably gonna be making movies soon. Fuck him. That's just how I feel. I'm not even yelling at you. I'm yelling at this nigga, man. Him and Jeff Johns and Walter Hamada and the other nigga and most of they motherfucking staff that allowed that shit to fucking happen.
And then when all right, let's say he has a style and all that. Watching these scenes, I'm not a professional. I don't make films. I know nothing about the inner workings of that shit. But I can see something like this and be like, hey, this is good. I think people would react well to this. Yeah. Why would I cut this?
Yeah, he just was listening to the company. You know, he was just about the bread at the end of the day.
All right. So let's continue that. So he cuts this scene. What is this scene really about? It's a strong woman fighting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't have to go that route. It could just be he didn't like this scene. Cool. Let's go on to the black cyborg.
Did you think that scene look good just now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked better than the first one.
There's actually
watch it side by side.
Okay. There's a YouTube where you can watch it side by side.
If that's the metric y'all taking, if that's the metric y'all taking, then
we're doing
what's the metric
right now? Well, right now, Jamal, we're not doing like one thing I will tell you right now, we're not really comparing this movie. We're not calling this a fucking masterpiece cinema of all cinema.
We're saying that's what it sounds like.
No, nigga, this is the Josstice League episode.
Listen, I'm talking about what I'm doing is calling a movie that I thought
we're comparing it to the last shit that sucked.
Let's say I call the Snyder Cut a 7, the Josstice League is like a 4. Okay. That's what I'm comparing. I'm not comparing a 10 and a 15.
This movie's
outright. Outright. Let's say what the movie is. Is it a great movie? Not at all. But it's a better movie than the other one.
It's a great movie.
That's what I want. That's all I want. I got what I needed.
Nigga, you knew this already.
No, I did not know that already.
I literally read the.
I did not know that already. I did not know that already because
I'm not calling this movie. I'm not calling this movie a 10. I'm just if you're
in love with it.
No, like that's like being in a room of 5.
So what? Nigga, you could be in love with something that's not a fucking 10. Like niggas love shit that's not perfect all the time.
It's just compared to that, like this is drastically better.
Nigga, you love me. I'm not perfect. Come on, man.
That's all I'm saying. It's like it's like, yo, why were we denied this 7 and we were stuck with this 4 this whole fucking
Niggas
time?
gave us a 2.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, 2. Like why What was this?
And a strong 2 because we knew the characters.
And then when you look at the scenes that he cut, not the scenes that Snyder redid, the scenes that he cut. Why did you cut these scenes?
He also
they weren't bad scenes.
He also picked a lot of worse takes.
And all the scenes that
his scenes.
And all the scenes that he cut were the scenes with Wonder Woman or Cyborg or characters that we don't already know.
But again, this is DC in the works, being a shitty fucking company that decides that Walter Hamada is like, you know what? You know, it'd be hot if you cut out more Ray Fisher because he's coming in here and talking about you. And Jeff Johns is like, you know, it'd be hot if we put a penis on Cyborg. Y'all need to make that happen. Stat.
And it's like,
and then like the other writers is in there like, yeah, Booyah is hot. Make him say Booyah. And then we gonna make this nigga fall on Wonder Woman's titties. That's funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so like as
a whole staff, record label and company, they was fucking wildin'.
That's what I'm saying. So like if you're on set and you are on set for, let's say, 60% of the film so far with Zack Snyder, and you got the vision, you're an actor, you've read the roles, you've read the scripts, you know the direction your character's been going in all this time, and this guy comes on, is like, yo, hey, penis jokes. You're like, yo, bro, like, man, what are you doing? Like, I understand you have a vision, but so far, here's how we've crafted these characters. We need you to just finish this. Like, we want to take your vision based on what we know and combine this shit into like a finished product. And he was like, no, we're gonna cut this. And none of the scenes that he cut made sense.
At the end of the day, it was a bag dance.
I think they wanted it shorter, honestly.
Yeah, they wanted it to be short, and they also felt like this is bag time. Like it was like niggas like the Disney formula, so let's bring the Disney formula over
and
here.
It did not work.
And it didn't work out
because these are not Disney characters. Like,
but my
know what
issue
these niggas
with them was right after it flopped. Josh Whedon, Jeff Johns, Walter Hamada. All these niggas started tripling down and doubling down. Remember, they was shitting on people when people was saying the shit wasn't good.
Yes.
They was like, oh, y'all, what the fuck y'all mean this shit wasn't good? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, hey, man, look, y'all was out there wilding. Y'all lost the vision, like Jamal said, dead ass. They didn't have the vision no more. Y'all hired this nigga to come in with his goofy ass. Y'all let him be goofy. Niggas told you he was being goofy, and y'all doubled down and backed him up. And now y'all in a goofy ass mess, and y'all fucking deserve this shit. So the shit, like
it was so confusing, bro. Like sitting here watching it, like watching the original version, it's like I don't know how you pull that shit off. Like I said, I don't study film. Like even if I was gonna cut this movie down, certain scenes to me just felt way too important to get rid of. We could have still got the 2-hour 15 movie or some shit and still been a decent movie.
Yeah. Cause here's another thing, right? Whereas my shit was more in line with what Jamal is saying, I truly believe if they cut a good portion of this film, that it can become that thing that is maybe hyped up. I believe that there's parts of this film that's like, oh, okay, you can, my nigga, you could slow.
A happy medium would have been great.
Yeah, you got what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This
that's all I'm
4
saying.
hours, but like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Because originally this movie wasn't so like the original Snyder Cut version of this.
Niggas watch 3-hour movies pretty easily. So they could have made this a 3-hour movie somehow.
But here's the thing.
But they didn't have
the original Snyder Cut that we got that's 4 hours wasn't supposed to be 4 hours. This was a 2-part movie.
Oh, that makes sense now.
But the fact that they were like, yo, here's 70 million, finish your vision. He had to put it into one movie.
Okay, so see that changes a couple things too, because you say it was supposed to be 2 hours initially. For both.
It's supposed to be 2 hours each, I guess.
It would have been
I guess 2 hours and change each.
Yeah, 2 hours and change. It was a multiple part movie.
Right? The quote unquote original of the movie is not necessarily wrong in the 2 hours they chose, or you think that they just took both movies and just mashed
That's what they did.
That's what they did.
They literally took two kind of finished products and was like,
you know what it's like? Imagine making you know what it's like?
Where would the first movie end? Let's start there.
Okay, so the first movie, let me see how the
Superman coming back.
It would have probably been Superman coming back.
It would probably end after they
because
had that fight
even his vision of the Snyder Cut or whatever. If you go and read his interviews, It was like a 5-part movie where like, the ending of Snyder Cut where Martian Manhunter comes in.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother part to another film.
That's
supposed to happen.
Like he wasn't even supposed to be in that scene. His original scene, he actually comes and helps them.
Okay, so it could literally end, Jamal,
when if we were
ending the Snyder Cut to be one half of a movie before the next one, it would end when the Flash brought Superman back and he flew through the ceiling.
Yeah,
and then that would be like a cliffhanger ending. And then the beginning of the next
Lois
movie,
looking up and shit.
The beginning of the next movie is when they fought the nigga by the shit.
Yeah,
and then it would just continue on from there.
Right.
That would make sense.
That would be like, this is the rebirth of Superman.
But they would also have to do like Avenger shit and probably drop the movie in the same year, just like a few months apart.
Because that's what
they would have to.
That's
what I would put movies in between, and then
that's what I'm just saying about if the idea was like, think of combining Endgame and Infinity War into a 2-hour movie. That's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like there's too much shit that happens, too many different storylines, too many different people to arrange that.
Yeah. But also another thing
that would have to be a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, but Marvel also like there's also Disney over there, and them niggas be really making sure that shit is like on
Disney
point
listens.
Shit. Them niggas may be making sure shit is on point.
Yeah. Disney listens.
Like I've also realized that Marvel cares about their talent. Like a lot, and DC kind of don't care about their talent like at all. Like I've realized that, which is crazy because like you'll see the talent be like restore the Snyderverse before the fucking executives. The executives are doubling down, and they're just trying their best to say that this shit is like just okay.
Bro, they're
like, all right, it's highest grossing.
DC
bad people love it, but it's just fine.
DC has some of the best casting.
We're gonna move on.
DC has some of the best casting for their characters. Like these people look the roles, and then they waste them. You have the perfect Deathstroke. They have Ben Affleck left WB because he was like, we had a finished script where Batman fights Deathstroke. It plays out like the Arkham games, like the fight with him in the Arkham games.
Girl help him to fight.
Perfect, and they were like, we don't want it.
I mean, hey,
this is my thing.
Understand
way deeper than Josstice League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, 100%. That's why I'm talking about this. Like, it's more than just Josh Whedon. It's the overall. That's not a
Josh Whedon decision.
Yeah, like that's
none of those decisions were Josh Whedon.
Making the movie was a Josh Whedon decision.
All those decisions need to get checked.
Shits was the fucking
those. Yeah, Hamada.
Of course, but that's what they were unchecking it. They gave the nigga the keys, Jamal. That's literally what they did.
Yeah,
this is what they did. This is literally what they did. They was like, yo, Jamal, we want you to work on this Lamborghini, right? You start working on the Lamborghini, right? Yo, Jamal, matter of fact, here's the keys. Take the Lamborghini home, and work on it from your house.
Just do what you want.
Also,
go ahead.
I'm not gonna check the miles.
Yeah,
also,
they definitely looked at it before it came out. And
they did.
Oh, this is amazing.
That's the gas.
You know what? That's the problem.
That's the issue. Yes, you're right.
And this is why that's why I don't give him as much fault. Because if you see that movie and you say that shit is still good, as soon as you see it, like I don't understand that.
So here's my problem with that. Here's my problem with that though, because even though they have to see it, it's not their vision. If I'm the director,
there you go.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm the director, I'm the professional. I just started a franchise at Disney with Avengers. So I should have the eyesight, the foresight to see like, hey, you know what? After I've seen what we put together, maybe this isn't that good. So even if he has to take it to the same team, even if he has to take it to them.
But also, Jamal, let put yourself in Josh Whedon's place, right? You're gonna do a project. You don't have the same team, right? There's not the same vision. If you try to jam two movies together, right? And you watch it and you have slight doubts, you still just gonna put it out? Like, fuck it?
Nah, I'm gonna try the best I can. But if I can't, and there's a deadline, you're gonna have to give in what you got.
No, that's a fact.
Because that's your job.
But here's the thing. He's never said that. He's never was like, yo, hey,
Okay.
That was his problem.
Now, if
he
that's
was going
issue,
out
then I
and
got you.
saying,
Exactly.
he was going out and saying, this is about to be one of the biggest hits ever.
He was never like,
This is ambitious.
now if he came out and he was,
you gotta be confident.
yo,
Yeah.
see,
You gotta be confident.
see, it's not like,
Gas, you're right. You're
like,
right.
it's not like, it's like,
I'm
it's
a roast
like,
your ass, though.
it's not like he came out and he was like, yo, it's not my fault. They put pressure on me. I ain't have enough time. He was like, yo, this is the film that I wanted to make.
You know what's
and
funny?
this is fire to me.
You know who has the best example, even though I kind of despise them?
Who?
Spike Lee, right?
Oh, God.
Spike Lee, I forgot what movie he made, but that nigga it ended up flopping. But like every interview, you could tell that nigga wasn't feeling it, son. Like, yo, they would ask
Like he
him
just
about
dialed
it.
it
He
in.
was just like, yeah, it's a film. You put it together.
You know who felt like that?
You drop it.
My son from the pilot from the Star Wars movie. From the last one. Shit, what is his name? He's gonna be Moon Knight.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
He hated that fucking film. In every interview, they were asking him questions. He was just like, yeah, that's the movie. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Movie. It's
Like
fucking,
he couldn't wait to get out of that contract, bro. Like he hated that shit. So it's not like if Josh Whedon came out like that, like, yo, this ain't the film I was trying to make, fam. Like this shit sucks. No, he was behind this shit.
I really thought
even the writers were like, yo, he was in here wilding on us.
I
like,
remember when he first came out, and I thought he was gonna like say something along the lines of, it's not originally my vision. Like,
no,
I'm doing the best that I can.
Right.
No, this nigga came through speaking hot.
Yeah.
He came through like,
that's why he got to take his heat now. Because it's like, yo, you came out talking spicy.
And the same niggas that are the issue.
Case, then I understand.
You're right. And the same niggas that you're also right, Jamal, that are the issue. The niggas who made him fix the Lamborghini. I didn't even tell you the best part about that story. You take the Lamborghini home, you throw a big ass spoiler on that bitch. You fucking put the underlights on it. You throw spinning rims on it. You fucking paint it half red, half black. You drive it back. You know it's not the best work you could do. But you like,
that bitch up.
Hey, you drive up in there and you blast music. You hit the fucking horn. Niggas open the window. They look at each other. They go, that's great. That's great.
That's one of the fundamental differences between Disney and WB. Now, when you think of Bob Iger isn't sitting over Kevin Feige's shoulder like, yo, change this, make it do this, It's like, yo, I don't know about this shit. I'm here to make money. You're good at this. This is your shit. Figure it out. I'm going to leave you alone. As long as you don't go too far over the line, because, nigga, this is Disney. Do what you want. WB is like, yo, nah, we need you to change this. We don't read comics, but we know people. So what we want you to do is throw in a joke here because we need them to laugh because it's Batman. Nigga, Batman never told a fucking joke across my whole goddamn life. I don't need this nigga to tell jokes now.
It's not even supposed to be funny. They supposed to be like, he just say something and you just like, I think he tried to do humor just now.
It's like, yo, bro, this is mad fucking weird.
Because they really made him ask the nigga, you talk to fish mad times.
Yeah, he was like, yo, so how you be doing it?
You can't tell me a nigga sat down, an adult, a grown man who has writing credits for wildin',
nigga,
sat down and wrote a "Do you talk to fish" jokes twice.
He was like, yo, how you do it?
Joke ever.
Yo,
joke.
He was like, yo, how do you talk to the fish? He was like, well, I don't really talk to them. I just communicate mentally, Batman. I thought you were smart. He was like, oh yeah. You're right.
Scott talks to fish.
It was like, yo, bro, whoa. What is this?
Man, anyway. These niggas suck. Yo, that group of them, the whole lot, nigga. That whole lot. But Jeff
the
Johns
whole organization, bro,
get it the worst. Because Jeff Johns, you's a son of a bitch.
He's
wrote
a nasty
comics,
boy, bro.
You fucking nasty piece of shit.
Nasty
it doesn't make
niggas,
sense.
Man.
How you let these niggas do this? You wrote comics.
That's what I'm
saying.
You
literally wrote comics.
These niggas is nasty boys, bro.
Oh man,
like
my legs are shaking.
Chill, B Rabbit.
I'm so angry, man. Goddamn. Palms are sweaty, man. Knees weak.
Mom spaghetti.
Arms heavy. Mom spaghetti, man. Come on, man. Fuck Walter Hamada too. You're Asian. And you gonna let niggas wild out like that?
This is how I know WB deals with pride over money. Now, if I'm a businessman, let's say I don't know shit about comics. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Snyder Cut comes out. This shit is amazing. I see all the reviews. Everyone's loving this shit compared to the one that we did.
Okay.
Why would I not be like, hey, yo, so I know we got off on a bad foot a couple of years ago, but Zach, how about we come back, we sit down and talk, we could put a vision together and put out more films. No, they were like, yo, we're moving past this and we're sticking with what we're doing.
It's pride, man. But
it doesn't work. What they're doing has not been working.
Hey, guess what? Guess what, right? The crazy thing about companies is they're technically ran off hype and money. So, like, I swear to God, the same way niggas ended up getting the Snyder Cut, if people keep putting the pressure about restoring the Snyderverse, WB, if they run out low on money at some point, will have no choice but to give this nigga half of the company at some point. Literally, like, it's like clockwork. That's why I think it's funny, because when you watch how people put mad pressure to restore the Snyderverse, this nigga Zack Snyder don't be tweeting that shit out a lot, bro.
No, he don't.
He's fucking chilling. Like, he's one of them niggas, like, and I like that shit because at the end of the day, that just shows that, like, they fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
no, they know they fucked up, bro.
Fucked up.
Because, like I said, I don't know films, but I can sit there and watch both of these and be like, bro, whoa.
They have to call him if anything has to go down.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and like,
I think
here's another thing, right? Josh Whedon, right? I will take some of the pressure off Josh Whedon, but the only reason why I'll add more to that pressure is because his history of him being a fucking director, he be wildin', apparently.
And that's why Disney doesn't have him do more films. Whatever, if shit happened over on the Disney set, they got rid of that nigga. There's a reason why Josh Whedon don't do no more films. Josh Johns or whatever, when we talked about the Disney. I remember when we had that episode and we talked about are they phasing out the ABC Marvel shit, like all that other shit, and it's strictly Disney Plus? And then I was like, yo, why did Bob Iger hire Kevin Feige to run the TV shit if he doesn't do anything with ABC? And they fired the president, who was Geoff Johns, because all these niggas was wilding, and they were like, we don't need these niggas here. So all these niggas
out of here.
Went to WB.
And the slimy niggas went over to WB.
And they've been wilding since.
And WBDC is showing that they don't care. Like, they dead don't care about their talent.
If all the talent is coming out like, yo, these niggas have been wilding on set. We don't like how they've been treating Jason Momoa. We don't like what they've been saying to Gal Gadot. This nigga look Gal Gadot, who made the Wonder Woman franchise pop, and say, yo, if you don't say these fucking lines, I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to put in some shit to make you look stupid.
And that was because she didn't want to do the shit where Flash fell on her titties. And Ezra Miller didn't want to do that shit either, apparently.
And it was like, yo, this is mad
awkward.
Just
forcing niggas to do shit. Like, which is fucking crazy.
Yo, bro, if you go back and you watch the original Josstice League, there's certain scenes of Wonder Woman's ass that it just made no sense. Like, there's like a scene of her walking where she jumps off of the fucking...
All them niggas are weird, man. I hate them niggas so much.
It's mad fucking weird. So it's like, yo, like, if his movie was just an isolated incident, then it's like, yo, listen, niggas make bad movies. It fucking happens. But you tie in the bad movies, the bad decisions from WB, his history, it's like, yo, you gonna have to take some heat, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Nah, but WBDC, they need to fucking purge their offices. They need new people that actually are open to things. Because not only did they shoot down like a Ryan Choi the Adam movie, but they also shot down the Cyborg being a part of the Flash shit.
Yeah.
So like he just double racially just wiping shit out.
Yeah. And they stayed down because Ray Fisher was like, yo, I don't want to work with these people because after my experiences with Josstice League, these niggas is racist. I don't want to be a part of this. I'll be a part if you guys clean house. Facts. Or we find like people that want to work with actual talent, sure. And they were like, nah, we're not getting rid of Walter Hamada or Geoff Johns or Jeff Whedon. We're not getting rid of any of these niggas. So it's either you sign and you do the movie or we write you out. And he was like, yo, y'all just gonna have to write me out. I'm not gonna be a part of this. So he stood his ground and he left. That's some wild shit. Like, I respect him for just standing his ground.
And he been still putting pressure on all of them.
Yeah.
And yo, it's funny because Jamal, if you read Ray Fisher tweets, he has a tweet just like what you were saying. Like he's like, yo, y'all don't just only put that shit on Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that's why he named all of them niggas.
He named all of them. And that's why, like, now you would hear me also drop the Geoff Johns, fuck that nigga, and fuck Walter Amada too. Because them niggas is really the higher ups. Like, y'all really make the ultimate decisions. They could have said no. They could have said no. And they did it. And then they bought another slimy weird nigga and was like, do your slimy weird shit and we're gonna allow you to do it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cover it up.
We just gonna ride.
Didn't they hire like
a
investigators?
Yeah. Nigga,
like racial investigators.
Imagine the slimy company hiring somebody to investigate
that's
them.
That's like when the cops be like, hey, we're gonna send in the cops to investigate the cops. Good job.
It's like, nigga, really? Like, for real?
That's hilarious.
Yo, nah. So, like, going back to what we were talking about way before about things that we didn't like. I agree with you with the Flash running. It's weird. Like, for me, it's very weird. I guess that's what Zach wanted. He said he wanted it to seem like he was like, because you know, like Olympic ice skaters, they do that weird run and they had that weird shaped helmet. So he was going for that to simulate that type of speed. Still weird to me. But his vision, I guess, I would have preferred a more natural running, like how the Flash does. Maybe you could have been a little bit more dramatic with it, but not with him in the the flowing hands like that. Like,
I hate that shit.
It's weird, no matter whose version is fucking in. So I don't know. Like, I just felt like it was certain things. And then reading, I don't think we talked about that on air. Zack Snyder's overarching idea for the DCU was Batman was gonna die. He was gonna sacrifice himself for Lois, because if he didn't, that's what made Superman go crazy in the nightmare realm or whatever. And other than him dying, who else was supposed to die? Then him and Lois had a relationship.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a son.
because she felt they both felt the loss of Superman, and they got together or whatever.
Close.
And that's why we saw the pregnancy shit in this movie. Like, she had the test in the drawer. Yeah, in the drawer, because it was supposed to allude to the fact that later on she gets pregnant. They have a son. He doesn't have Superman's powers, and he follows in Batman's footsteps. And he's supposed to be
it's supposed to be Clark Wayne.
Exactly. And he's supposed to grow up to be the new Batman while his father is Superman. That's a wild fucking story. But I would have went with it because it was like, okay, like over the course of his movies, it would have made sense. It was a 5-part movie. Wonder Woman's supposed to have like a whole movie where she wilds the fuck out. Like, because they were supposed to all go back to Darkseid was going to go back to Themyscira. He was gonna kill out all her people. She'd have been like the last living fuck. Yo, he had a vision, bro, and it was wild, but it was dope. It was like, okay,
he's pretty fire.
Exactly. Like, he was going to introduce the Green Lanterns and all that shit. And they were like, we want to do something with the Green Lanterns.
That's kind of too much. We want to do our own thing.
We want to do our own Green Lanterns. Nigga, that was 2017. You still ain't do shit with the Green Lanterns, nigga.
They just announced the show, but like they don't know what they're doing, bro.
That's what I'm saying, son.
I feel like they really don't know. They're trying to find somebody to save them, and they keep scapegoating niggas.
They had the person.
They keep scapegoating weird niggas to prove that the nigga who's the right person shouldn't have got that job.
Bro,
they just want niggas to be like, we hate Zack Snyder,
bro.
But we don't.
There was a report that just recently came out by the time you guys hear this, where they gave the ratings for the Snyder Cut versus all the other shows on HBO Max, but they didn't count the premiere day, which makes no fucking sense. So they basically tried to undercut what it looks like the movie did on HBO Max without counting the day the movie came out. That's like if a movie premieres in theaters and you're like, yo, just count Saturday and Sunday. Don't count the Thursday and the Friday that the movie came out.
Yo, them niggas is fronters, man. You know that.
They were like, oh, it performed okay. Like, it was third highest. Nigga, everybody, what do you have on your HBO Max that performed higher than Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut? What the fuck performed higher? I didn't see nobody talk about anything else more than that movie, bro. Not even Godzilla versus Kong. Like, nobody talked about... Niggas was talking about this movie for 4 fucking years, and you're trying to tell me that it came in third? Like, nigga. Please, okay? Like, niggas, like, they just don't fuck with this nigga. I don't know what he did, but they do not fuck with this nigga at all on any level. It's the wildest shit in the world to me.
Man, I just wish the worst things for DC. Besides, like, the talent. Like, I just all the higher ups. Like, I just hope that every time they get a director, that nigga is low-key a spy for Zack Snyder. And that every director they hire from now on is low-key a spy for Zack Snyder, and he gives them a script that is the Snyderverse. And somehow the nigga ends up getting the Snyderverse out, but just under other niggas' names. I'm just hoping that every director in DC needs to listen to me. Y'all should literally hit up Zack Snyder and secretly have him put together your universe.
So here's how I'm going to show you how petty they are. Actually, before I get to that, my thing is DC always, the DC higher ups are always chasing Disney for whatever reason.
They just wild out.
Yeah. Wait, I'm getting to that. So here's my thing with that. They want to be like Marvel. They want their DC movies to be like Marvel for whatever reason, not knowing that technically they are like Marvel movies, just more serious. You look at the Snyderverse, right? The Snyder Cut, this Justice League movie is literally Age of Ultron. It's the exact same setup where it's like Age of Ultron. Some people like it, some people don't, but it set up the rest of the universe. Think of all the things you got in that movie. You got Vision. It created the rift between Tony and Steve. That's how we got Civil War. We got the first real mention of the Infinity Stones from Thor, which sets up the whole Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
You get the Vibranium with Wakanda, sets up Black Panther, sets up Claw, sets up all that shit. You get Thanos at the end. Like, they hint at the big bad, which was Thanos. Like, you get all of this within this movie. Justice League did the same exact shit. You get the setup for the Batman movie, because you get Deathstroke at the end. You get the Legion of Doom with Lex Luthor. That's the team that he was putting together. You get the Flash solo, which makes perfect sense after this movie.
Yeah.
You get Cyborg, perfect sense after this movie. You get the intro of Martian Manhunter. You get Ray Palmer the Atom. You get the next Green Lantern. Like, this movie was supposed to set up the entire universe, and they killed it for literally no reason. And going back to what you were just saying about them trying to sneak in, you know what I mean? It's like sneak in the little bit of Snyderverse. They killed that shit off because the New Gods movie, they iced that shit.
Yep.
They were like, yo, after he brought in Darkseid,
they also iced
we don't
the
want this
Trenches
shit.
movie.
Yeah, the Aquaman spinoff, they iced that shit too. Nothing that reminds you of the Snyderverse will remain.
They getting rid of all the
all that
Snyderverse
shit.
stuff, which is crazy.
Yo, they don't like this nigga. I don't know why when he's just trying to be successful. Like, I just don't get it. It's
Nigga
not
always Trey Songz shit. I just want to be successful.
Like, it's not like he's putting out bad films that niggas hate. He's putting out good films that niggas
honest, like. At this point, it do gotta be deeper than rap.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why do you not like this nigga?
He had to have fucked somebody's bitch, like, or everyone's bitch.
Yo,
maybe he fucked all
son.
of their bitches, like, maybe, son, because like the way that they really like was like, we hate this nigga, right?
Yeah, it's like, yo, anything that reminds you of him, we getting rid of that shit.
We not gonna give you no chance to finish this. Yeah. Actually, we own this. Actually, we're gonna get Josh Whedon to do this.
Because even just to go deep in the rap, like you just said, the only reason we got the Justice League shit, it wasn't because of WB, for them specifically. You know, they merged with AT&T, and AT&T had HBO Max. We got this shit because they were trying to help Rocket launch their fucking subscriptions for HBO Max. This shit ain't got nothing to do with them liking fans. Because if they liked fans, we get the rest of the Snyderverse. So the fact that AT&T went over Hamada's head, like, yo, boy, we putting this shit out because we got a streaming service.
Yeah.
And we want subscriptions.
And we need that.
Yeah. So we gonna give this nigga 70 mil, finish his little fucking movie. We gonna get them niggas to sign up, and we trying to boost subscriptions. Now, what you do after that, that's on you. So after he got his permission to do whatever he want again, this nigga iced out the trenches, just like you said. Iced out New Gods. Anything that reminds you of the Snyderverse, get rid of that shit. He had to fuck somebody's daughter. Somebody's
Yo,
aunt. Somebody. Yo, he's fucked everybody's son.
Yo, gotta be somebody.
This nigga went through family generations, bro. Because it don't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just wish the worst things for them because, like, they want the worst things. Obviously, that's what they want.
They do.
They want the worst things.
And
I
just don't understand why.
Hey, fuck it. It's dumb. Go ball. Go crazy. Fuck it.
But yeah, man. Like, let's see. What else?
I can't believe they would do that to Ava, man.
Bro,
she don't deserve that shit.
She was writing this movie for 2 years. What the? Yo, if I'm writing something for 2 years and you fire me before you put this shit out, we gotta fight.
They bitches.
Like, we gotta square up. Why did you waste my time?
They said they would pick her back up, though. They said that shit. They was like, if they ever thinking about doing it again, they'll
if they ever
talks.
That means
it was
it's
some
done.
bullshit. And I was like,
that means it's done.
Oh, y'all doing this because y'all think y'all not gonna seem racist, but y'all already fired her.
Exactly.
And y'all fired the Asian dude who's gonna make the trenches.
Here's the funny part about that whole shit. Their overall explanation was the fact that they were like, oh, we have an idea for what we want to do with our multiverse, and this doesn't fit into it. That doesn't even make sense. It's a multiverse. Everything fits into a multiverse, bro.
That's literally a bad excuse. That's literally
what are you talking about?
Excuse I've ever heard.
What are you talking about?
We actually want to do a multiverse, and we don't think
this fits
that that in an alternate dimension these
that the
things
Snyderverse can exist. Yo, bro. Niggas is talking to fans like they idiots,
That's
son.
hilarious. That's great, actually. That's actually great.
That literally sums up WB, bro.
Yeah, man.
That sums up the DC.
What else do we have? Let's move on. I hate talking about
shit. All right, so favorite scenes.
Flash.
Easily one of the best comic scenes for me
Flash.
in anything.
Yeah, that shit was fucking crazy.
Like that was like absolutely
very
insane.
Like, wow, okay. Also, the twist, like them not making it in time.
Yeah, they fucked up.
And then the Flash scene. Because at first I was like, oh shit, they didn't make it. And when like fucking Batman said the shit, I was like, oh.
By the way, before you
you
even continue with that, the fact that Batman, the nigga with no powers, finds out that it doesn't work and the shit is about to explode and jumps down to go be with his homies. It's some wild shit, son.
Like, why are you bugging out?
Why are you going into this?
He said, nah, fuck it. We here with the homies. Also, one of my favorite scenes, Batman Toretto. Batman Toretti. That nigga was fucking whipping the Batmobile.
Whipping that shit, son.
Next Fast and the Furious, Batman is in it. Because he was fucking killing them niggas, son.
Yo, put Batman in Mortal Kombat with the Batmobile, nigga.
Yo, the comic book freeze.
Yeah, nigga.
The comic book freeze scene when they was driving and
all
of them popped
that
up.
was kind of like their Avengers.
That was hard.
Post scene.
The remake of them actually saving the people.
Yes.
Like from Steppenwolf and fighting the nigga. That scene was fucking hard. Cyborg, like just
this nigga Scamborg,
nigga.
This nigga made 100K up here.
Yo, this nigga Steppenwolf got butt ass naked when Darkseid got on FaceTime.
Yo, when Darkseid, when this nigga when this nigga told him like, yo, you owe him 50K worlds, nigga.
Nigga, I was so wide, son. He was like, yo,
boy, what? I owe him, huh?
I owe him how much? What now?
Who's keeping track of all these worlds, my nigga? 50K?
That's OD. That's get out.
Yo, it's 50K planets, nigga.
Look at his face. Nigga is tight, son. He is fucking fit. Nigga own 50,000 worlds, man. Fuck. You know how many worlds that is, nigga? You know how many people are worlds and creatures nigga, and shit?
I'm gonna be fighting forever, nigga.
Yo, there's 50,000 worlds, but the Snyderverse can't exist. Yo.
And none of them.
There's more than that 50,000 worlds, but
nope. It don't fit. It don't fit the universe, bro.
Don't fit in the multiverse.
What do you want?
I'm just saying.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
Look at the universe. Look at it. It's so tiny. It's so fucking tiny.
It's so vast, but tiny, and there's just no room. There's no room
there. We can't
not a square spare. It's just no room.
Fuck it. What else we got? What else we got?
Steppenwolf design. Way better. Way fucking better versus the animatronic, like whatever they were going for. Like if you look at it now, it kind of looks like a skinny Thanos. Like the Josh Whedon version. It literally looks like a skinny Thanos with like a helmet on. Like, I don't know if that's what he was trying to go for, like a more realistic take. But I prefer these niggas are from space. I want my monsters to look like monsters. I want these threats to look like threats. Like, Steppenwolf in this looks like, oh shit, we really do need the Justice League for this nigga. Like, this nigga's fucking wildin'. Like, it makes way more sense now. Let's see. Aside from that, Superman wildin' in a black suit, nigga.
Superman was going crazy in a black suit.
Yo, I feel like one thing I would say I like about Zack Snyder's version is his power scale for everyone. Makes way more sense. Wonder Woman is strong as fuck.
She's strong as shit.
But next to Superman, in not fighting skills, because she got that nigga outclassed, but in just pure strength, that nigga's a monster, son. This nigga took the axe to the shoulder like it was nothing and turned it into ice and made it shatter. Like, strength-wise, he just nailed it to me. Like, he showed why everyone is who they are. Like, these niggas are literal gods. Like I mentioned, Cyborg and his scamming. This nigga could tap into any computer in a second. He could make you a millionaire if he wanted to in like 5 seconds. I think that's mad fucking fire. Then you look at the Flash. Flash can turn time. Like, that explosion was so powerful, it killed Superman. I don't think anybody ever mentioned that fucking part. Like, Superman blew up by the fucking cube.
Yeah.
Like nobody ever talks about that. Like, there was something that was not kryptonite that killed Superman in that moment. And the Flash power is so OD, so overpowered that he reversed all that. Like, these niggas are literal gods on one team. Fucking insane. My next favorite part, we're literally watching it right now, where this nigga Darkseid was talking mad cash shit, came to Earth, this nigga picked up the dirt like it was his planet, and these niggas sent this nigga, they packed this nigga's lunch and sent this nigga home, son. Like, Earth literally just ran like a fucking 4-0 on this nigga. This nigga was on Earth for like 5 minutes. Like, he had no hands. This nigga Ares was like, yo, hold this, fam. Like, just hold my axe. And they sent this nigga home crying, son. That was like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, that nigga got packed the fuck up. Like, in 6 minutes straight, nigga. Like, 6 minutes flat. He caught a body. He caught a body. 6 minutes flat, nigga. The real niggas came up to the floor.
Zeus came over and was like, yo, hold this boy. Artemis came out with the arrows.
Ares was chopping that boy up, son. Almost took his own
This nigga was lunch meat, son. This nigga was lunch meat.
They had to fucking
they carried this nigga out.
He has to call his uncle, nigga.
That shit looked like the Spider-Man scene from the train where like the people were holding fucking Toby like after he passed out like Jesus. They carry this nigga back to the... I've never seen them nigga carry somebody so heavy so fucking fast, bro. And they all scattered. That was one of my favorite scenes. The only disappointing part is the fact that if you're not familiar with Darkseid, this is the most you'll ever see of him. Like, ever. And he's supposed to... By the time he's in Josstice League, that nigga's an OD, like, way too overpowered. Because if you look at it based on this, who the fuck is... Like, this nigga's nobody. Like... 3 people took this nigga out.
Yeah, that ass.
Like 3 people. Like, that's all it took. Like, how tough is he really? Like, but we never really get to see that part of him. And I think I'm not even a little. I'm definitely disappointed that we won't get to see Henry Cavill like step face to face against Darkseid and the Omega Beam and all that shit. Like, we're never gonna see that. Only disappointed part for me, but you know.
I mean, we got to see it for like that 0.5 seconds, which was great. Like, also, I guess the last favorite part is the Batman and Joker interaction.
Yes.
Pretty cool interaction. Also cool that they weren't together.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Like, when they filmed it, they didn't film that together.
Pretty dope.
Very interesting.
That happened.
And one final, which is pretty much the final fucking scene, which is a better way to end it. Like, I don't know if you remember the Josstice League version where Steppenwolf is defeated with fear because he was afraid and the parademons eat fear, so they attacked him and he escaped in the boom tube. That's how it ended. This version ends with Aquaman stabbing this nigga in the back with the trident, holding him up in the air with the combo of Superman punching this nigga, and Wonder Woman, for whatever reason, just decided to cut this nigga head off. Like, she just did like she gave herself an alley-oop off the rocks, pulled out the sword and cut this nigga, and then sent him in a portal and Darkseid stepped on that nigga's fucking head. And that's how the fucking movie ended. Way better ending than what we had the first time. It felt mad unfulfilled for all these superpowered gods. So I was satisfied with that. I was satisfied for that ending. And yeah, that was it for me. Like, way better movie. Not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but far better than what we had. So yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
You got any worthies, or you anything else you want to add?
My worthy is Zack Snyder, man, and Ray Fisher for always putting the pressure on all them niggas.
I agree. I agree.
My unworthy is Walter Hamada, Jeff Johns,
run the names down.
Josh Whedon, the DC staff that also
as a company, as a record label,
WB. You bitches could have prevented this
nigga
by just dropping the original thought process, and you didn't. That's what you bitches get. Restore the Snyderverse, bitch.
Word. All right. So my only other worthy, because all that shit is my worthy, is I don't know if you've seen it yet. Dragon's Blood on Netflix. That shit is hard as fuck. Dota.
Yo, that's
watch
a game.
That shit.
I'm gonna watch it.
Watch that shit. That
actually,
shit is. It's like 8 episodes. Watch that shit. It's mad fire.
Right,
other worthy, Transformer War for Cybertron. If you're a Transformers fan, they basically brought all the old Transformers back. They put it into like a 3-part series. The next part is the final part, which is Beast Wars. So if you was a fan of Beast Wars as a kid, they bringing that shit back with new fucking technology and all that shit. Drops in July. First 2 parts of Mad Fire. Go watch that. Also on Netflix. Damn, Netflix, cut us a fucking check. Fucking sitting here promoting you niggas. Yeah, and that's it. So as always, this has been another issue of the Mighty Metahumans, providing you with high quality nerd commentary. Subscribe, tell a friend, leave a review, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Mighty Metas. Also, go to the YouTube, click the link, subscribe. It's going to be in the description. Same thing with Twitch. We're doing video episodes on top of these audio episodes. So if you like the content, here's a chance of getting even more of the fucking content. Go do that. Subscribe, click all the links, support. Join the Discord. You can find me on every social media site as Old Dirty Dennis. You can find my man Colton
at The Night Deviant. You can also find me at The Colton Show on every other social media, YouTube,
and follow him on Twitch.
And on Twitch, The Colton Show. That's my Twitch.
That's
and
a
you
fact.
can also follow us on Twitch.
That's a fact. The Mighty Metahumans. Yeah, take us home, bro. Give us something.
The Guardian of the Globes, her menace. J. Jonah Jameson in the Invincible universe.
Yo, we out.